What do you need in order to start a new business? Checklist that I learned from my own experience the hard way when I started my business 5 years ago. So दोस्तों, अगर आपको business शुरू करना है, like there are few things you need to keep in mind. And when I was starting my business, I was actually struggling to understand भाई क्या क्या करना है, क्या GST चाहिए कि नहीं चाहिए, do I need website, do I need to have payment gateway, क्या क्या चाहिए. I actually did not have the checklist and I really struggled. So in this, I'm going to share with you what is it that you need to do to be prepared before you even start your business. Have these checklists ready, and these are very practical tips. I have not shared this with anybody before. It's the first time you are learning. If you're watching this video for the first time, my name is Gadhvi. Give me a thumbs up and give me a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to continue to watch such videos where I bring a lot of knowledge from my personal experience of business, okay? Without further ado, let's dive right into the 16 things that you need to know before you start your business. Number one. Okay, what is number one? The first and foremost thing, book your domain. I'll share a very interesting story with you. When I was starting the journey, I did not understand the importance of having a domain. I was like, okay, domain, it's not a big deal. And I was searched for the domain, and devgadhvi.com was already taken by somebody else. I was, you know what, I don't care. Let me just have devgadhvi.in. After 1 year, as the business grew, because I have a personal brand, and after 1 year, 2 years, I started realizing, man, devgadhvi.in is not good enough. I need to own devgadhvi.com. So what did I do? I had to go to the mediator. There are some websites who actually sell these domains which was owned by somebody else, but they actually resell it to you by negotiating and getting it for you, right? I had to bid for devgadhvi.com, and guess what? Roughly we paid around 2 lakh rupees just to have this domain. But you know what? At the end, it was all worth it. You don't make that mistake, right? You have your name, block your domain, whatever first name, second name, .com. Buy the domain. Now, how do you buy the domain? What is the domain? See, domain is nothing but like your house address, right? You use the domain where you can host your website on. Now, you can go and check out godaddy.com, right? This is one of the platform that we use to subscribe to domains. But there are a lot of websites where you can go and buy the domain. So don't just buy one. Buy 2, 3 permutation and combination. Like we have devgadhvi.com, devgadhvi.in, we have Passionpreneur, mastermind.com, like all the product related, your name related, company related, sare le lo. Because if somebody buys it, it's going to be very difficult for you to buy it back. Okay, so that's number one, buy the domain. Number 2, website. Now, when I started the journey, I had no website. I was just creating content on social media and this thing and that thing. There was no one place where people can search and get all the information, all the data at one place. So all distributed. So guess what happened then, right? Brand, recognition, selling, upselling, whatever it is, I do not have it. So devgadhvi.in, we built the website, but it was scrappy. I gave it to somebody just for alu chalu time being. It was not good, right? Then we evolved the website over a period of time, and we found a better website designers, and we paid lakhs of rupees, right? Of course, they were not just developing the website, they were building the brand as well. We personally spent more than 23 lakhs on our website and branding as well, which probably we'll talk about later, right? But have a website, okay? Now, is it important to have the website on day one? No. It could happen after 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, but make sure that you have this in your checklist so that you can start a web, you can, when you're starting a business, you have a website as well at least, okay? Number 3, you see, आज की तारीख में ना branding बहुत ज़रूरी है. If you do not have a branding properly done with the logos and colors and websites and domains, people will not look up to you as a professional. Like आज हम क्यों Amazon.com से buy करते हैं, Amazon.in से buy करते हैं? Because Amazon is brand. We recognize it. It stands for something. When you look at your business, no matter what you're doing, coaching, mentoring, training, physical, digital, whatever goods that you're planning to sell, if you do not have your brand, which has been clearly articulated with the colors and logos and the theme, you'll not look professional. And when you don't look professional, what will happen? people will not pay you a lot of money. They may not buy from you. So please spend some time, get the logo design. You see, look at my logos, okay? We went from various logos, the orange color logos, the man logo, to the black and white human logo, to then old Dev Gadhvi, and now latest new Dev Gadhvi. You see the difference, right? The amateur versus professional. But what if you can get the professional right from the day one, so you don't have to wait for 4 or 5 years like me? Is there a way? Yes. How do you do it? You have websites like Fiverr, right? Fiverr.com. So you go there and you find the logo designers. And when you choose the logo designers, please check few things like what are their ratings? What are the previous projects that they've done? Okay. Make sure that you have ratings and the previous project before you give logo designing somebody. I'm telling you, in a very dirt cheap price, $5, $10, you can get a very good logo designer. That's one way. What did I do? I reached out to my friend. He had his logo design agency. So I asked him to design my first initial logo. So they designed it, okay? Then later on, through some reference, I found a good agency, I upgraded. So then, we upgraded to our latest logo that we have. So it evolved from the orange human logo all the way to this Dev Gadhvi logo. But logo is something which will impress all the logo. It's a crappy joke, I know. Logo ko impress karo, logo banao. Okay. Number 4, have a professional social media profile. आज की तारीख में ना, if you do not exist on social media, that means you don't exist. That means before they buy from you, most of the people will search you. So yes, they will see your domain, your website, they may see your logos on that and all. It's great. It's all connected pieces. But what if they search you on your social media and you have a crappy photos, crappy videos? What are you gonna do? Instantly lose the clients. Your credibility is gone for a toss. My recommendation is find a professional photo shoot person, right? A professional guy. Pay whatever few thousands. Get one professional photo shoot done. Like think about this, right? If you have a physical shop, what if your physical shop is not having banner, does not have, good design, it's very crappy, very old? Do you think people will come and buy from you? Of course not. अब ये social media जो है हमारा नया दुकान बन चुका है, right? So I had a lot of crappy, pictures and all. I removed all them, delete all them, or hide them all. I want to show a professional side of what we are doing. And I'm sure you want to do the same thing, right? Now, some suggestion, right? Book a professional photographer 2 to 3 hours. 3 घंटा काफी है. If you do it half a day, you can do that. Price may vary. In that, get at least 100 to 120 photos done. That's what I did, okay? I just booked them for a few hours, different angles, this thing. And in that, you need 3 different locations, at least 3 different locations, right? It could be next to a good corporate building outside, like some professional glass buildings. That could be one. Second, it could be like greeneries, gardens, some beautiful scenery locations. Number 3, office, inside the office, like easiest is WeWork. Go for a day pass, take a day pass, go to WeWork, get different photos done. That's about it, right? And if you already have somebody in the WeWork, you can go there as a guest and take one of the video guys with you. Now, if you take a big crew, you will have to end up paying a lot of money. So don't go with a lot of crew. Maybe 1 or 2 person with a normal camera, not high fun to gadget. Otherwise, you'll end up paying a lot of money. I'm sharing you all the secrets so you don't pay a lot of money, okay? And take whatever your outfits, 2, 3 outfits, minimum 3 outfits, right? I don't know if you're in a suit, then take different variety of suits, right? Plan all this in advance. Put an effort in this because this is gonna pay you big time. I want you to check out my profiles, okay? Look at the old photos and then latest one. You see the difference, right? From the old version to the latest version, there's a big difference, right? This Dev Gadhvi, the crappy videos, crappy photos, this Dev Gadhvi was worth maybe just 1 crore. This Dev Gadhvi all the way is a brand which is about 40 to 50 crores. That is what we are aiming for this year in our business. You see the huge difference. You think people will pay a lot of money to other guy, the old guy? Why would somebody pay lakhs and crores? No, we need to evolve. Now, this is not a substitute to your good work and the service and the impact. It has to complement. You have to do good work, plus you have to show good things. दोनों साथ साथ में जाना चाहिए. Now, if you want my recommendation, there is a link that we should, there's a handle. We use this photographer, in Mumbai, Pune. You can check it out. Again, look, in this whole video, I have nothing personal. There's no affiliation. Nobody's going to pay me money. Nobody's going to pay me commission. It is just so that you do not make those mistakes. Just to support you, I'm just giving you as many contacts, tools, or suggestions that I have learned, I have got, so that you get high speed. Okay. Number 5, company registration. So ab aa gaye from social media to these glamours and all those things, which branding and all. Now we're getting into a lot of admin and operational thing of business. Now there is no right or wrong. Okay. There's no particular order. It's like check 1, check 2, no. You can do anything anytime. Now, company registrations are actually different types. Okay, you could be a sole proprietor. You can be having a company which is LLP, limited liability partnership. 2 or more people can be partners. Then there is a third called private limited. Okay, now of course NGOs and corporate society and all this is different, but these are the basic 3 things if you're running a business. Now, which one should you choose? All 3 has its own pros and cons. Let's talk about the sole proprietorship. The sole proprietorship is like you're the sole owner. In this, your personal income or your business income, they all are taxable as an individual because you're sole proprietor. So आप खुद से जो interest से पैसा बना रहे हो और business से बना रहे हो, everything is one, right? So that's how it is. For LLP, is purely based on the business money that you make from business, that you pay business tax, right? If you're making money from personal somewhere, you pay personal tax, which is different, but LLP usually have different taxes. Now, rates could be different. Okay, now I am not the expert. I'm not the legal or registration expert. This is coming from my experience. So, but make sure that you take advice from legal people and sign only professionals. Okay, but I want to give you some context so that you know who to look for, right? And which one is an option for you. So, if you look at LLP, the taxations are usually 30% plus, and plus the surcharge. So you end up paying 31, 32, maybe 33, depends on when you're watching this video for LLP. So the taxation is high. And do you need to directly go LLP? No. You can just have a sole proprietorship, get it registered, and you can continue operating from that company as well. LLP may be better. It has more structure. It had more process. That's fine. Maybe a little better than taxes, because income tax personally can go to a very crazy amount, right? If you're making a lot of money, can go to 30%, 35%, and even higher as well sometimes. Again, check with the CA and professionals, okay? But limited liability partnership has limited taxes. And the way taxes are calculated, I don't know if you know it, but I'll talk about that later to you as well. The third is the corporate, which is the private limited. Now, private limited has more of documentations. You have to record all your meetings with the board member. It requires the board of directors, right? 2 or more, right? The board of directors, and you have a lot of documentation there, work there. Now, all this can be held by the CA, right? CA can help with all of you. Limited liability partnership, there's not much of documentation. It's very straightforward. It's a little better than sole proprietorship in terms of taxes and all. Private limited, then what is the benefit? Why would somebody want to go to private limited? Because it has lesser tax. How much less? Maybe 5 to 6%, right? Mota 5 to 6% you save there. Now you say, wow, 5 to 6% is not a lot of money. But look, when you become a company like us, which is making 40, 50 crores, 5-6% is a lot of money, my friend. Okay, and we'll talk about the taxation part as well. So now you choose which company that you want to operate from. Everything has a pros and cons. If you're LLP, you're a partner and you get your partner return and share. If you're LLP, you can be like a salaried employee within the company. You can be the director of the company, and you can give yourself dividends, the profits, from time to time. But you are still an employee of the company. Okay, so this is all from the different types of company. Number 6, when you have your social media channels like your Instagram handle, your LinkedIn and all that, the mistake that I made, it was not congruent, right? Somewhere it was Dev Gadhvi 1, somewhere it was Dev Gadhvi 10x, somebody was Dev Gadhvi 10. So it all mixed match. You know why? Because some places that was not available, some places this was 10x was not available. So I had to do mix match. Why is it so complicated? Because when you're giving somebody your social media handle, you have to tell, just look me up, Dev Gadhvi, whatever, 10x. and if you're there with 10x on all the platforms, it's very easy for people to connect with you. Now, this may be a small thing, but let me tell you, you do not know how people perceive your content, how people follow you. Just one connect into certain platform can open up your new dimension. So please make sure that you have a similar handle on all the social media profile. Handle, name, right? It is the same. So have the same name in all the platforms. Number 7, open a current account, right? So this is something I did not know and it was really painful for me. I need to have current account. Why? Because my company registration will need it, GST will need it. I need to open the current account, right? Or it could be vice versa, right? But it is mandatory either for GST, definitely you need current account for GST, but more so, where would you take the payments? In your current account, right? Stop taking money in your personal account once you start the business, because it will become a nightmare over a period of time. Because I'm going to share with you one mistake that I made, and if you're interested, maybe we can do a separate video on that. So make sure that you have current account open. Just go to a bank, tell them you want a current account, take all your documents, it'll be done. It's not really a big deal. So make sure you have a current account, okay? And once you're making money, after a certain period of time, you will have to file GST, which there is a point I'm going to share with you that you need to understand about that is. But for that GST as well, you need the current account. Number 8, payment gateways. Now, what is payment gateway? The payment gateways are where you can collect your payments. For a long time, I used to do like put directly in the money in the bank account, Google Pay and Paytm. This is very unorganized. Right from the day one, please make it a point that you don't take money from different sources, different places, because when you will sit for the tallying your total, your income, your loss, your statement, and it's going to be very painful. So don't make that mistake. Right from the day one, please get one payment gateway. Now, what are the payment gateways? Right? InstaMojo is something that I used to use way at the beginning. So InstaMojo used to collect the money, right? Now, there is one payment gateway, CC Avenue, bahut purana. It used to be on the website and all that, but nowadays you don't need to go to CC Avenue. InstaMojo is what we used initially. Now what we use is the Razorpay. Razorpay is good. We can do a lot of things. It's a very good company. And integrated that Razorpay into Zoho. So Zoho Books is what we use in the front end. Back end is the Razorpay, right? So it's all integrated. So Razorpay will collect the money. It's integrated in Zoho. Zoho will populate into our system, and we will be able to track all the money that you made. And in Zoho, you can also see how many payments have failed, whose payment has failed. So if you want to follow up with people, like let's say you're running a webinar or workshop, right? There's some people who are payment failed, but they never tried again. Your team can pick up the phone and tell them, or send an email or message that, hey, your payment failed. Please collect the, please do this. Now, how would you know if somebody's transferring net banking, somebody's doing Paytm? Like, how would you know it's failed? This is one of the advantage of setting the payment gateway right up front. Okay. Now there, of course, you can go to your current account and you can have your swipe machine as well, right? Point of sale machine. I have it. I have one as well, right? There's a big box. So you swipe the card and all, you can do that. You pay some nominal fees for that if you have a physical shop, right? But ideally have to have payment gateway online because everything is going online. Number 9, GST, right? What is GST? See, GST is one of the tax which everybody has to pay. Whether you're collecting money or you're paying money to somebody, they will collect from you. And when you collect the GST, which is beyond what your product or service is, you have to file the GST and pay money to the government, right? Let's say you charge somebody 1 lakh. Typically is 18% in our business of coaching education. Now it varies for different product and service. For books is different, right? But let's say 18%. So that means you don't collect 1 lakh. You collect 1,18,000 because 18% is GST over and above your product and service. When you collect that 18,000, you have to take that money and pay to the government. Now here's the thing. When you collected 18,000, I'm sure you would have been spending money as well somewhere, and you're paying GST somewhere. So when you paid GST, please make sure that you ask people to give you the bill with the GST number. Okay? That they should file the GST because they collected money from you of GST. They need to file in government. Once they file it, you can take the balance. Let's say you paid 10,000 as GST on some product or service. Now, because you're supposed to pay 18,000 you collected to GST, Now you already paid 10,000 to somebody else, you can deduct it and you can only pay 8,000 rupees to the government. But this is calculated by CA. You do not need to worry about this, okay? But you need to know there is some benchmark, like not benchmark, but if your income is below certain income, you do not need GST number. Like I don't know the number, but maybe roughly about 20 lakhs or something. Do some research, Google it, talk to CA that do you need a GST or not. But eventually in the long run, which I'm sure you will grow beyond 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 1 crore, you need GST, okay? Right? And every state has, the place you will have unique GST for every state. Now there are, IGST and CGST, there are two different terms. Do not overcomplicate right now. Just ask the CA, whenever you're charging somebody from outside of your state, ask them what should be, CGST, IGST, whatever it is. And please make sure anything you buy for the company, it has to be in company's name. Do not put in your personal name. I made this mistake. If you're solopreneur, proprietor, then no problem. Okay, your name, your company is more or less same. But get into the habit of buying things for company in company's name. Don't make that mistake. Okay, so this is the GST, right? Number 10, trademark your name of the company or the program. Trademark it. You see, when I had my logo, the man logo, the orange logo, I sent it to trademark. Okay, then I had Passionpreneur word, I trademarked it so that nobody can use it. Think about this, right? If you build your business on a particular name and it has got visibility, you're known because of that. But if somebody else uses it and registers it, you'll have to pay them royalty to use that name. You do not want to do that. Now, here's the caution. Do not overcomplicate things and trademark everything. Just trademark what is necessary and important, right? Now, if you have something unique, you may want to patent it, right? Patent is something different, trademark is something different, right? So understand what is patent, what is trademark. Maybe do some Google research. I'm just giving you basic knowledge. So I trademark Passionpreneur, I trademark my logo, I trademark my program. Of course, at forefront, it will look like a lot of money, right? When I did it, 2 logos in different sections, right? It costed me 40,000-50,000 rupees. At that time when I was starting, I'm like, man, I don't want to pay 40,000-50,000. It's very painful. But today I realize, thank God I did it, right? I wish I would have, known this earlier. Like there are some things we're still in the process. We're still fighting for the trademark and all. I really wish I would have known that I want to document and trademark everything. So you don't pay the hefty price that I paid. Okay. How do you do it? Find the trademarking agency, the chartered accountants, and they will have some connection. They do the registration, right? Number 11, find a CA. Chartered accountant is your best buddy. But you know what? How do you find the chartered accountant? Do some research. Don't just directly find your friend or family member, jo hazir wa wazir. Don't come up with that thought process, because if you don't get good CA, you're going to have a lot of pain and misery, especially when you grow your company beyond certain limit and they do not have bandwidth. They will never manage that kind of account. It'll be crazy. Like what happened with me. Something really crazy happened, right? Which I'm going to share in the next step when it comes to income tax. But for GST, outsources to CA. Okay, that's number 1. Find the CA, get them on board. Number 12, income tax filing. Paisa kama rahe. See, when I was in a job, there was no problem. They will deduct my tax company based on the declaration I had. They'll file it. I just have to put the returns. But as a company, when you start, you need to get used to it that, your company or you need to go ahead and file the taxes. Now, the tax brackets are different. If you're a solopreneur, up to a certain limit, I don't know exactly what it is right now, maybe 4 crores. Until then, you actually do not need to maintain the profit and loss, and you don't have to do the audit of your company. Like there are some audits as well. You don't have to audit and get professional people for the audits. You can just declare that, this is my profit. And based on this is my percentage of tax, right? You have to declare. It has to be realistic, right? So taxes are high there, but the bookkeeping, accounting is not so much. Government wants to make it very easy for the small entrepreneurs so they don't worry about it, okay? Now the precaution is, please make sure your CA is doing a damn good job there, because if you have a big variance in what you said that your income is versus what you have, if it's discrepancy, you'll pay a heavy penalty later on. Okay, so please make sure you're accurate. And also, let me tell you, how is this tax calculated? Whatever money that you make, whether it's solopreneur, LLP or private limited, whatever money you make, it is deducting all the expenses, interest and all the depreciation. Finally, whatever amount is left as your net profit, not gross, net profit. That is only your taxable income. And based on whatever your company is, whether solopreneur or LLP, you will pay a different percentage of taxes. And let me tell you, I made a big blunder, big mistake. When third year in my business, I did not have anticipated the advanced taxes. You have to pay advanced taxes in many cases, right? Every quarter, especially for LLP and private limited. For other ones also is there, but there's probably, I know you're gonna go check it out. But sole proprietorship, I don't remember now 5 years ago what my CA was doing. I was just sending him my statements and he was just doing things on my behalf and he was telling me, pay this. I think it was once in a year only I was paying that. But again, don't quote me on this. Check with your CA. So this is how you pay taxes. And the biggest mistake I made is I did not anticipate that my income in the third year is going to go from 2.5 crores to 16 crores. Which at the end of the year, because I did not pay advanced taxes, because we are anticipating 4 to 5 crores a year, like doubling, but it went 6 times more. So that put me a lot of pressure on my cash flow, and I wiped away a lot of money that I kept thinking it's my money. I was stupid. I was dumb. And in fact, I made a video of 9 mistakes that I made as an entrepreneur. Go check it out. What are the other dumb mistakes that I made? Okay. So that is one of the biggest blunder that I made. Okay. Number 13. Accounting tool or accounting. There's a tool called Tally, right? And this tool actually keeps your profit, your loss. You do not need to know this, but your CA must use this or maybe some other software. But the bottom line is you need to have way of calculating your books, having your profit and loss, having your financial statement. You need to track your cash flow, your P&L, right? And taxation. These are the few things that you need to know and understand. Don't try to escape from it. Try and understand. I'm telling you, I get really turned off when I have to do these financial work and all. But I don't want you to do that, okay? Learn, understand, okay? Let me give you one example. Biggest mistake that I made in terms of accounting is invoicing. You know what we did? Stupid mistake. I new entrepreneur, no? Like, yeah, invoice bhejna hai. Okay, I'll manually make the invoice, some Word document format, and I'll put some random invoice number. Right? Number, whatever fancy number I like, I send it. But my CA told me, you have this number, whatever XYZ, let's say 1, 2, 3, right? You have 1, 2, 3 invoice number. I said, yes. You gave it to somebody. Yes, yes. Where are the other bills? From 1 to 122. I was like, what do you mean? I just put the random invoice number because I didn't have the system. I didn't have the tool. So I was dumb putting the random number. They're like, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. They had to literally reconcile all the invoices. And this is not just one invoice. This was after hundreds or thousands of invoices I made. We caught this mistake later on. So I had to put my man hours, my team's man hours, my CA working on. It was just a bloody nightmare just from the accounting standpoint. But you must be wondering, but why do I need to have accounting? Why do we need to have invoice bill? Because Baba, when you go income tax, you have to show the proofs and invoices and P&L. If you don't have the right sequence, guess what? When some audit happens, you're screwed, right? You cannot afford to do that. You cannot have balance sheet. You cannot have finances. So don't make that mistake. Have the real legitimate number and not eeny, meeny, miny, mo like me. Okay? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You do that. And then there was another complication. The money that we are taking then from automated software, from Zoho Books and Razorpay, it will have a different sequence of number. Our manual bills have different sequence. Then what did we do? We created a series, right? A series, B series, whatever. This has one series and this is whatever next series. So we can at least have a consistency in invoicing, right? And then if somebody paid money manually in net banking, we had to, again, there was a third way of manual entry or maybe a second way. But you got the point. Pay attention to invoicing. Pay attention to the numbering of invoicing so that you don't make the mistake. And for rest of the other dumb mistakes I told you, everything in the other video. Okay, that's number 13. Number 14, insurance. You see, when you are in a job, your company, mostly company pays for your insurance if you're a big MNC and all. But when you start your business, we forget that we now need to take care of ourselves. So two type of insurance you need. One is life insurance, term insurance, okay? Second is medical, the mediclaim. So if what is the difference? Life insurance is if you die, your family gets the money, okay? Medical insurance is when if something happens, your accident or something, God forbids, you get X number of coverage and your insurance will pay the bills of hospitals, okay? Now medical, you should do it for your whole family, whoever is dependent on you. Life insurance, do it for yourself because you're the bread earner, you're the business runner, right? If they are the beneficiary, if something happens to you, they take care of. If something happens to them, if they're not earning money or they're not, running a business, then it's okay, right? You can still do it, their life insurance, but ideally it's you so that they get the money. So don't make the mistake. Don't cut the corners. Whatever money it takes, please get some best insurance, have the decent policy listed, right? I did the same thing. I went from having coverage of few lakhs to multiple of crores, right? We have to do that to safeguard our family. So make sure, check out the insurance. Like, how do you buy it? Go to policybazaar.com, right? There's so many portals. You can just go look at the policy and all. You may have a medical test required. They will coordinate with you completely, right? But do that. Number 15, customer agreements or contracts. You see, you're selling something, right, which is valuable. And what if somebody buys that product or service and comes back and says, no, I want money back, right? No, you do not provide me service. No, you need to have a formal agreement. You see, at the beginning, I didn't have any agreement. I'm in a coaching and training and mentoring business. I did not have any agreement, which was clearly having a understanding of, this is what I'm promising, this is what will happen. And it actually protects you and your company from people coming and suing you for unnecessary things, right? Now, luckily for me, nothing happened, right? All good. But what if something would have gone wrong? What paper do we have? Nothing. Now, how do you get these agreements done? Find somebody in the legal department or find somebody who can do legal things. Do search, legal, chartered accountants, right? I'm telling you, you see so much of chartered accountant work, financials, right? Legal, contracts, right? Registrations. I'm telling you, that's why at the beginning, CS are your best buddies, but find good ones, okay? So that's what I did. Then I outsourced this to somebody, and here's what happens. For per agreement, they may take a fixed fee and go with that. They may have annual recurring fees as well, retainer, so they can review all the things and claims and any lawsuits and all. They can have that as well, but when you're starting it, you don't need all that. Okay, all you need is somebody looking at your contract agreement and indemnify yourself and protect yourself in case somebody is trying to take advantage of you, unnecessary advantage. India mein itna nahi hai problem, but US and abroad, oh man, I'm telling you, these contracts are so serious. You have to work on them seriously right from the day one. Don't make the mistake that I made, okay? Number 16, digital tools. You see, there are variety of tools that has worked for me, helped me from solopreneur to small team to team of 40-50 people and going forward. So every level, I just kept upgrading my tool, right? Whether it's Slack, whether it is Evernote, whether it's Todoist, whether it's Aweber, whether it's ClickFunnels, these all are different tools. But you know what? If you want to learn more about the tools, I can make a separate video on that. Let me know, put in the comment box below if you're getting value, if you want me to make a separate video on what tools are we using, right from solopreneurship to building a multi-million-dollar business. I'm very happy to share the names of the tools. Again, as I said, not necessarily I'm getting benefited from affiliate. I don't even have many links, right? Affiliate links, but I want to give it to you so that you don't have to search which is the best in the industry for this, right? Go ahead and put it in the comment box. I'll see if I can make a bonus video. This is number 16, okay? Last, I'll give you a bonus. Over delivering. Bonus step number 17, merchandise. You see, what we saw at the beginning about the logo, branding and all that, merchandise plays a very vital role in your visuals of the company, right? What did I do? At a basic level, once I had the logo, I started creating t-shirts of it. I started creating mugs of it. Though the logo was basic, normal, then I started distributing to people. my mentees, people, right? You may have your clients, give it to them. More you do that, more brand reputation, more brand value increases, right? Wear your company t-shirts, company branded shirts, whatever it is. Work on your merchandise, right? And now look at the evolution that has happened from okay or crappy designs to some decent looking designs. I don't know, I will not say it's a world class, it is always evolving, but look at the difference between how people perceive you from your brand, from your merchandise. Okay, so these are 16 tips plus a bonus tip. Let me know, what do you want to know more about? I'm all about serving. It took me hours to think about all things and put all that together. I hope I gave you some value. But if you want to learn more, leave in the comment box below which part of business do you want to learn more. And if anything you want to add to the list, please leave a comment box below. I'm going to pin the best comment at the top. Let's serve people. My goal is to transform 1 billion lives. And I want to serve people, entrepreneurs, people who are career driven, people are ambitious, right? Even if you're in a job and you want to start your business, you're welcome. You're welcome, okay? And at the end, give me a thumbs up and share some love if you really found this video valuable, right? Mera gala sukh gaya hai. Probably gonna drink some water. It's a long video. Thank you for staying back. This is Gadhvi. I will see you in the next video. Don't be ordinary, my friend. Be legendary. Take care.